Website speed and mobile friendliness for SEO. My name is Sam. This is the beginning of our technical SEO fundamentals, part of our SEO for beginners course. In this video, we are going to go over why website speed matters for SEO and user experience. We're going to go over some basic ways to improve website speed, and we're going to touch on the importance of mobile-friendly design and responsive design. So first, why website speed matters for SEO. It's a ranking factor. So generally, faster sites are going to rank higher. You can think about it where if everything else is the same between two sites, but one site loads a lot faster, that site's typically going to rank higher. That's largely because it provides a better user experience. So quick load times, it's going to reduce bounce rates. So people coming on the site and then leaving right away. It's going to provide a better user experience, which we want to do in general, but also is going to help from a search ranking perspective. It's also going to lead to more conversions. The faster websites typically have higher conversion rates, higher sales, signups. So it's a good user experience, it helps with ranking, and it's going to help lead to your end goal better than a slower site would. So a couple basic ways to improve website speed. One, optimize your images. We just did a video on image optimization, so you can go back and take a look at that for a refresher. But basically, we don't want really heavy, large images. We don't want oversized images. We want to have them compress small file sizes, but go through, optimize your images, leverage browser caching. This is going to be where elements of the website, like images and other pieces of the site, are stored locally or in different areas, so it doesn't have to go all the way back to your host server and then come back, but you can, this is where someone would clear their browser cache because it has stored elements of websites on it. That helps the site to load quicker because it's already right there in your browser on your local machine and not having to go back to the host server. Number three, using a CDN or content delivery network. This is where there are different servers that would host elements of your website all over the world. And so if I were based in Georgia, which I am, and I were loading a website from England, if I go straight to the server in England, that's going to be further than if they were using a CDN and had a version in Washington, D.C. or in Atlanta or on the East Coast of the U.S., where I don't have to physically travel as far to get that. So that's going to help speed up content delivery. Minimize code, CSS, JavaScript, HTML. There are a lot of plugins that will help with this, but there's extra code oftentimes where you have similar pieces of content and elements on the website where you don't need to duplicate code, but you can minimize that. That's going to create a smaller file size when pages are loading. Enable compression where relevant on your website. Again, this is just, we want to minimize file size so that it can go quicker, load faster. And then reduce server response time. This is going to largely be tied to your host server. So whatever you're using to host your website, you could have everything else 100% optimized, but if your server sucks or is really slow, that's going to put a cap on how fast your site can load. So sometimes if everything else is done well, you may need to look at getting a better hosting solution. Next, we're going to touch on mobile-friendly design. Mobile first indexing, that's the first topic. So Google typically will prioritize the mobile version of websites. So if your mobile version sucks, that's going to hurt you from a ranking perspective and just a user perspective. So over roughly 60% of web traffic comes from mobile devices. So if you don't have a website that is mobile friendly, you're going to be alienating a lot of potential users for your website, and it's just a better user experience. Again, 60% of people are coming to your website, and if you have Google Analytics set up, you can see exactly how many people by device type are coming to your website. But if you don't have a good mobile-friendly website, then it's going to be a bad experience, and we don't want that. So it's important. Characteristics of mobile-friendly websites, responsive layout. So your desktop version of your website should look a little bit different than your mobile version of the website. It should, the layout should be different, so it fits better on a phone as opposed to your desktop. You want touch-friendly buttons and menus. It should be easy to navigate, and then fast-loading pages, which we've touched on, site speed. Some tips for mobile-friendly design. Again, back to responsive design, but the layout should be different. So if I pull up your website on my phone, it should not look exactly the same as if I were looking at a desktop. It should be responsive to my phone and to fit that screen size. You want to avoid clunky older code, Flash elements, just because that's heavier. It's more code. It's going to take longer to load. It's not going to typically be a good experience on a phone. You want to prioritize readability, larger fonts, good spacing. Some of it's just intuitive, like pull up the site on your phone and like, is it easy to read and to navigate? If it's not, you probably want to work on that. And then again, optimizing images. This is going to be a site speed issue, probably most importantly. But again, that's another thing where you just like pull it up on your phone. Does it load quickly? You have small image sizes for the phone. And again, we have a whole video on image optimization, so go back and take a look at that. Now some tools for speed and mobile optimization. We'll run through these quickly, but there's Google PageSpeed Insights, GTmetrix, and Lighthouse. And we'll take a look at each of those here. So one, Lighthouse, this you can access in Chrome DevTools. And so to do that, if you were to right click or control click on a website and then go to inspect, and this is going to load DevTools, and then you can go over here to Lighthouse. And then if you click analyze page load, it's going to run a test here, which will look like this. And so then it'll give you a performance score, an accessibility score, best practices, and an SEO score. And then if you come down and take a look at this, it'll show you how things are performing. It'll show you where bottlenecks are and things that you can do to help it load quicker and function better. Then you're going to have PageSpeed Insights. This is going to be very similar, but this is where you can throw your website in there. It's going to give you a mobile and a desktop score, and then similarly performance, accessibility, best practice, SEO, where it will show you where things are slowing down your website, and that can point you in the right direction to improving your website. And then last, a different version of this is GTmetrix. It's going to be very similar. Put your website in there. It's going to give you a grade and performance score, and it'll give you your web vitals there. And if I'm not logged into my account here, but if you're logged into an account, it'll give you then information similar to PageSpeed Insights on things you can do to improve your website and where it might be slowing down. So action items now. Audit your website for speed and mobile friendliness. So use those tools, use PageSpeed Insights or GTmetrix or the Chrome DevTools or Lighthouse in there. Literally just pull it up on your phone, take a look at it, and start to find areas where you can be improving. Optimize your images, code, server response time. Take a look at each of those. Test your site on multiple devices. So like pull it up on your phone, pull it up on a desktop, even try different browsers just to make sure that it's loading the way that you would expect. And then this is something you want to continuously monitor. Your site will have updates, browsers will have updates, and so get in some type of a rhythm where you are going back and then running another test and finding ways where you can continue to improve how your website is responding and loading. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I will do my best to get back to them. And then stay tuned for more in our SEO for Beginners series. Thank you.